I am going to put some trapping into this piece of artwork that would be used for a t-shirt, and it would be two-color silkscreen. Right now the colors are separated out into two simple groups of shapes. If I go to outline view, very clean, the shapes just go right up against each other, and what the printer would do is probably print the blue over the top of the green, and they would like a little bit of green to hide underneath the blue to give them a margin for error if they have any registration problems. So I'm going to put, in the case of this one, I'm going to give it a 2-point trap just because it will be big enough to see instead of the normal 1-point trap for screen printers. And I'm going to use the Pathfinder's trap tool to do this. I could have just applied a stroke to these, for example, these green shapes to go under the blue, but that would fatten up all the shapes and change the appearance of the artwork. So the trap tool allows us to create little tiny trapping objects, little shapes where the two colors come together. So we'll take a look at this tool. I'll select everything here, go up to Pathfinder, go to the flyout menu, the trap control, and right now I have it set to 2 points. It has a tint reduction on here. This is a tool used, probably designed for lithograph printing, where you have the ability to do screen tints. Silkscreen doesn't enjoy screen tints so much. They don't do that very well. So I'm going to just kind of go with the default here, turn off the reverse trap at this point, and so we just hit OK. And what it did is it just created a bunch of little tiny shapes. If I get in close here, you can see that it created little pale blue shapes and a pale green shape. And so what it's doing is it said, in this case, when it sees blue going against green, it decided to put a little tint of blue going out under the green. But in this case, it saw green going against blue, decided to put some green under the blue. So that's the kind of disconcerting thing about this tool, is that it makes different choices in different places. For example, these little crossbars here, it decided to put green under the blue here, but it decided to put blue under the green here. And that's where our trap reverse control can come into play. By the way, this group here is the group of these new shapes, and so I'm going to take this group and I'm going to select all of those parts and just move them down in here to this layer called All Traps. So now they're all down in All Traps. To get them out of the way, now back here at the art, reselect the art. I'm going to go do the trapping again. I'm going to hit the trap. This time I'll hit reverse, and it will do everything it did before, only backwards. So in this case, instead of a blue going under the green goes under the blue. This happens in all the cases. So we can just take the new trapping group, I'll throw that down in the All Traps once again, and then if I turn off this, you can see here are all of the blue pieces and the green pieces in that screen tint. And what I want to do is ungroup all of these collections. So I select everything. I go here to ungroup. And now I can select like one green thing, and so they're all disconnected. I can then go in here to select same fill color, and that will select every one of the green pieces, and I will just drag that down to this empty layer I've created called Green Trap. And that, if I turn off that there, here's the Green Trap layer, and it is nothing but the green pieces. Now you notice there's still the tint colors, so I can just reselect them, apply the full scale green color to them. And what I want to do is make sure that overprint fill is turned on for this. And since it happens to be sitting underneath the artwork, And the artwork is very simplified, and the shapes are just butting up against each other. If I select all the artwork and make sure it is turned to overprint fill, get the visibility on there. And there we have our view of the artwork with the overprints taking effect and the normal view. So that is a quick view of using Illustrator's trap control, and we kind of fiddle with it to override its inconsistencies and get just what we need out of the pieces.